So it feels like it's taken me many years to get to this seat. So thank you for the opportunity.
Not so long.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes.
When you think that some never get there.
Yes. So I was coming because I know I have many questions, but I find that I often disavow my own knowing by asking someone who I put on a platform where you literally actually. And so I came to sit in the chair because I wanted to have the experience of feeling you with me, and so I could feel our commonality rather than to feel our difference, because I tend to make the difference the factor, so then I diminish myself.
Yes. And we want to help you to achieve that by acknowledging to you that we would not be here expressing at all if it weren't for the summoning of that which is you. In other words, it's an interesting thing. Humans want non-physical to be complete and perfect. And they want to see themselves as unworthy and trying to catch up with that. When really what's happening is that you, in your worthiness and in your perfection, have come forth into this environment in order to conjure desire that summons that which is us. So we are the support of that which you are becoming. You are the leading edge. We're following through with that which you lead.
Could you just say that one more time? I mean, I got it, but I just wanted to feel it.
The appreciation that non-physical feels for the physically focused human who bangs around in the contrast for the express purpose of giving birth to a new desire, which summons all that is forward into the bright new place. And without that expansion, we would all cease to be. So you are not and have never been broken and substandard, trying to achieve back into the heaven or the non-physical. You've always been the creative genius out here on the leading edge, carving the path for all that is to follow. We're all in this together. And as we've said many times today, we seek to blur the line between what is physical and non-physical. We would like to imbue you fully with the fullness that is us. We would like you to consciously love you as we consciously love you. But we cannot tweak your brain to make you think. You get to think. That's that free will. And that free will is so essential in the contrasting comparative experience, because if you did not have free will, you could not conjure a new desire. And if you could not conjure a new desire, we could not move forward. And so we would just like you to love yourself more and allow yourself more of the benefit that you are providing for all of us. You see, whether you allow it or not, the universe expands and benefits by your very presence here. And when we talk about art of allowing, we just want you in on the fun. Because whether you allow it or not, the universe expands, and whether you know it or not, you are of value. And whether you know it or not, we all benefit by your existence. But when you know it, when you know your value, then you get that warm, fulfilling feeling, that oneness that we think is what you are really reaching for here. People often offer the words that we are all one. And we say we all have the potential of all being one, but there are a whole lot of humans who have pinched themselves off and are leaving themselves out of the party. Yes. Something more?
No, I don't. There's something more.
You don't have to sit in this chair to bathe in the basking energy of that which is source, for we never cease to see you. But sometimes it is easier, if there is what feels like a physical contact, to accept that you are being bathed in it. In other words, we know you would like to stall and just sit in this chair all afternoon.
Yeah, that was what I was feeling. I mean, what you were describing, I feel like last night there was a spectacular full moon, and I was walking, and the deer were out in the mountains, and I feel that the most when I'm in nature alone, and the place where it's the biggest challenge to feel my values when I'm in contact with other people.
Well, that's because you and all the others, or most of the others, have been making comparisons in your experience in order to try to denote who's better than who's, and Source never does that. In other words, in the moment, when you are comparing yourself to someone else and you are deeming them or you as lesser, you achieve a vibration that disallows the Source energy. In other words, the comparison is an interesting thing, because while comparison can inspire desire, it almost without exception shuts down the flow of Source, because in the comparison you're usually pushing against something. So the way you are remedying that is by acknowledging that comparison is good in helping you to choose, and once you've found something that you choose, turn your full attention toward it.
Okay.
There are so many other physical beings. Everyone wants to feel validated. Everyone wants to know value. And we don't help matters much when we say, it's done, you are valued, because you have to know that you are valued before you can receive the feeling of that. And so what we would do if we were standing in your physical shoes is we would watch for the evidence that the universe offers incessantly to help you feel valued. In other words, Esther loves it when she's driving and a thought will occur to her, and at the same moment she will look over and see something that is identical to the thought. And she just smiles and feels warm all over as she knows that we're all in this together. In other words, she knows that that is something that was much bigger than her own mind. And this is a thing that we want you to begin to feel, is that something that is much bigger than the brain that you were born with is the mind that is the Source that is within you. You are never, ever, ever alone. You are always embraced. You are always understood. You are always adored. You are always cared for, and well-being is always pre-paved before you. In other words, you do live in an environment of absolute grace. And the more you practice thoughts of that and watch for evidence of that and speak it and beat the drum of it whenever you see it. In other words, we love it when we hear you say, I am so blessed. I am so blessed, because there's something about those words that says at the same time, not only are good things coming to me, but I'm finally understanding my deservability in the good things that are coming. And when you reach that place, then you just move from sublime to sublime to sublime to sublime. You're so tuned into the Source, you have plenty to give. You never are trying to withhold it. You always have plenty. You're expressing it everywhere you go. People are benefiting. It's like Johnny Appleseed going everywhere, rays of sunshine going everywhere, benefit surrounding you everywhere you are. Never a feeling of lack, never a feeling of not enough, never a feeling of someone more important than me, certainly a feeling of difference, certainly a feeling like in the band where everybody plays a different part and together it makes such beautiful music. In other words, not a comparison that that part of the engine is more important than that part of the engine, because all parts of the engine are important to the whole. In other words, you just reach this place where you are so satisfied with who you are, and your deservability and worthiness becomes a non-issue because you finally accept it. You are worthy. And then you just get on with the blissful, joyous creation of expanding the universe. Oh, life is so good. And we are so appreciative of the part that you play in our expansion. Yes.
So thank you for letting me bask in it a little longer.
Get out. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. It truly is co-creating at its best. Have fun in all of this. We really make much too much of this business of deliberate creating. The most natural thing in the world is for you to have a joyful experience now, and then another one 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 now. Life is supposed to be good, and from our vantage point, dear friends, it truly is. There is great love here for you. We are talking about your life, by the way. From our vantage point, your life is really, really good. There is great love here for you. We are complete.